Hello and welcome. I am Mrs. Kelly Tarmina Keller. The students call me Mrs. TK. This year I will be teaching 8th grade English Language Arts. Some of you may remember me from 7th grade English Language Arts last year. My contact information is kkeller@wasd.org. I can be reached if you call the school at 570-323-6177, and we'll be using Schoology this year, which is also a great communication tool. In the classroom, we will follow the 4 B's: be present, be safe, be respectful, be responsible. And this year we're adding not another B, but masking and social distancing in order to keep everybody safe. We will also be using Chromebooks this year in the classroom, so students should come to school every day with a fully charged classroom. The learning management system will be used for in-person and hybrid, the virtual learning days. So they will need their Chromebook every day in school, fully charged. In terms of the literature, we focus on standards-based skills. So we use the standards and the skills that drive those standards to help students become better readers and writers. We will use the literature book that includes short stories, poems, dramas, nonfiction pieces, and then we supplement with novels such as Copper Sun, To Kill a Mockingbird, Romeo and Juliet, and more. We also use the columns writing system, and there is a folder that goes along with that, and this will help students practice their ability to focus their writing, to have a voice in their writing, as well as to create a solid argument using textual evidence. And we will be, again, doing WordGen. And if you're not familiar with the WordGen program, WordGen gives students an argumentative piece, and by the end of the week, after it travels with them to each of their classes, they will write an argument by picking a side. In terms of grading, 30% of their grade is classwork, 30% is writing and projects, 30% is test and quizzes. And that will include both in-person and virtual days. And 10% is homework. Again, this is a very unique year, and so homework will look a little bit different. It will be extra practice on skills that students may be struggling with. Late work will receive a reduction in credit. Having said that, it is a unique year, and we will be working very closely with students to help them become successful. In terms of supplies, because we aren't using as much physical materials, the supplies list is largely optional. I would say a binder or a folder and pencils would be beneficial for the students. A lot of students are still going to want a tangible piece of paper to write on, a reading to annotate, so having a binder or folder for English class to keep that in would be great. Markers, colored pens and pencils, glue sticks, they are not necessary, but I do know that it does help students in terms of using color to annotate and mark their readings. And then highlighters and post-it notes are always helpful as well. If you have any questions, you can contact me at kkeller@wasd.org. And I want to thank you for all of your support, and I look forward to seeing you all this year.
Hi, millionaires. I'm Mrs. Roan. I teach 8th grade math and Algebra 2. We have a few things to go over for our open house back to school night. For Math 8, we'll be continuing on with Go Math. In Algebra 2, you will be getting an Algebra 2 textbook for you to take home. Math 8, you can take your textbook home as well, and we will be keeping them at home the majority of the time for you to use in your at-home learning time. Classroom supplies, I'm asking that you bring a binder, a 3-ring binder, pencils, a notebook. I have found that spiral-bound notebooks are the best, and graph paper is optional. Especially Algebra 2, we graph a lot. Some students have preferred to get the graph paper notebook. I also have graph paper here at school, single sheets that you can use. What to bring to class? Your charged Chromebook. We will be using the Chromebooks every day, so we're asking you to bring your Chromebook to school charged. Your binder and notebook, your homework, if you have a homework assignment that needs to be submitted in person, a pencil, and a water bottle. Some classroom expectations: respect others, come prepared, participate, complete your work on time, and please, please, please ask questions. The most learning happens when you are asking questions. Grading is broken down into summative assessments, which is worth 60% of your grade. Those are things like tests and quizzes. Formative assessments are 30% of your grade. Those are things such as bell ringers, exit slips, and any classwork that we have. And homework is worth 10% of your grade. My contact info is on the screen. Email is the best and fastest way to get in contact with me. I do check it multiple times a day. Sometimes it takes me until the end of the day to have a chance to respond. And the phone number is there in case if you do not have access to email.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mrs. Smith's U.S. History class. So what will we learn in U.S. history? We're going to take a look at American history from the first Americans to the period of Reconstruction after the Civil War, so approximately 1877. We're going to learn about the social, political, and economic effects of geography in the United States. We're going to analyze and evaluate how patterns of change have influenced the United States in the modern era. We're going to get an understanding of global connections and your role in the world around you. So, how are we going to learn history? This course will have a reading and writing emphasis. We'll use Collins writings, document-based questions, also called DBQs, and in-class discussions and discussion threads on Schoology. We'll also use videos and documentaries to enhance your learning experience. So, what are you supposed to do? Every day, I'd like you to log into ClassLink or Schoology, whether you're in person or remote. Go to your updates for your daily agenda. Complete a bell ringer. Complete any work, whether that be in person or remote, that you're being asked to do. And participate in any discussion or discussion thread through Schoology. Finally, how can you contact Mrs. Smith? My email is dbsmith@wasd.org, or you can choose to call me through the school's phone number as stated there. I also have a page through the Remind app. There is more detailed information in the Parent Resource folder on your child's Schoology page. Thank you, and I hope we have a great school year.
Hi, millionaires, or should I say scientists. I'm Miss Chappelle. Some of you may recognize me from your 7th grade science class last year, but I will be your 8th grade science teacher this year. So I will go ahead and flip us over to our PowerPoint, and we will talk about some of the key parts of our science class. So to begin with, what will we be learning this year? So some review from last year, we will be talking about lab safety and measurements again. And then with the rest of our year, we will be looking at chemistry, physics, and astronomy. So we will be looking at each of those individual fields of science and kind of getting a baseline of what those fields of science are, where they are in our world, and how we interact with them. Materials for this year: a notebook will be provided to you. You do not need to bring one. Colored pencils, scissors, glue sticks, those basic classroom supplies will also be here for you to use when you are in person. However, you are more than welcome to bring your own. The only thing that I ask that you bring with you every day is a pen or a pencil so that you have something to write with. The expectations for my classroom are the same as our middle school. I expect you to be present, be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. Then to take a quick look at the grading for our science class, 30% of your grade will come from tests and quizzes, and then that 70% that is left will come from basically everything else. So any classwork you complete, any homework that you turn in, any labs that we do. So anything that is not a test or a quiz will fall into that 70%. Now, of course, that is just a quick overview of our class for this year. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me with any questions, comments, or concerns. All of my contact information is listed there. The email is the best way to reach out to me. I will always get back to you within 24 hours. However, you are also able to call the middle school and speak with me directly. My Google Voice number is like a personal cell phone number. You are able to call or text that number, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. And last, some Zoom office hour opportunities will be available, and I will talk about those in more depth next week as we get the school year rolling. Thank you so much, and I look forward to a great year.
Hi, welcome to WHAM's 8th grade. We're excited for a new school year and the challenges that are ahead of us.
So the three of us represent the 8th grade learning support team, and you will find us in and out of the ELA and math classrooms.
So our primary role this year at WHAMS is to be co-teaching with teachers and also supporting students mostly to achieve their goals.
My name is Mrs. Walker. If you see Mrs. Walker on your schedule for I will be your homeroom and millionaire block teacher.
My name is Mrs. Graff, and if you look at your schedule and you see T. Graff on your schedule for homeroom and millionaire block, I will be in room 284.
And I'm Mrs. McCann. So if you see Mrs. McCann on your schedule for Million and Homeroom, you will be in 278 with me. We want to get you set up for success for the day. Just a reminder that Chromebooks must be charged before students enter the building.
We're looking forward to a great year.